Boom, 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 boom. What up? What up? What up? It's gonna be a long day. Shout out to the CIA. What's going on, everybody? Let's go ahead and let people file in. I know there are other streams going on, but what's up, Trav? Clark Jenkins, what's up, man? Evening. Here we go, put this miserable song on repeat. What up, Lonzo? Cadillac Will, what up, fam? Do what's right. You say you will, but then you don't. You just don't. You know what? I don't even want to do that tonight. I just want to go ahead and get it started because it's already late. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for tonight. I know I said I was going to do it about an hour earlier, but I got hung up doing some things. Yeah, fill in the blank. What up, Red Lion? All right. Now, what I want to talk about tonight is, and you're going to have to forgive me, the fan is on in here. Cashmere in the house. You're going to have to forgive me, man, because the fan is on in here. Because it is hot in Oklahoma City. It is over 100 degrees. But I am behind on the live streams, and I wanted to get this one out in particular because what I'm going to talk about tomorrow is talking about getting back to a spirit of excellence in the shit that we do. So just order that black shirt from Nandochino. There you go, fam. All right. 43 people watching in the live stream. Mr. Marcelo, do me a favor, man. Everybody that's in here, do me a favor. Give me either that high five or that high fire. Let me just see what's going on. See what's going on. I want to get this thing crunk. Good night? Somebody already saying good night. They came in to say good night. Well, good night. The high five. What's going on? John Lawrence, what's up? It's 9 p.m. for you? Oh, well, shit. You know, I'm going to tell you something right now, man. We're going to talk about friends and success. And I'm going to tell you, man, there's a big reason why so many guys can't be successful today. Why success is so hard for so many guys to achieve, man. And a big part of it is the friends piece of it. Successful men have a social life, man. Well, I'm going to put it to you. Men need a social life. I'm going to just put it this way. Gentlemen need a social life. I'll put it that way. Because successful gentlemen have social lives. Have a social life. Let me ask you guys in the chat room. By show of hands, how many of you guys, let me define what a social life is. A social life means you are going out. You are going out 4 to 6 times a month. Means you're going out at least an average of once a week, a minimum of once a week. You're going on a date, which includes dinner. You're going to something like art gallery opening. You're going to see live music. You are going somewhere, and I'm gonna take that back. It's not 4 to 6 times. Honestly, it is closer 6 to 8 times. But I will make it easy for the beginning guys, 4 to 6 times a month. And honestly, the younger you are, the more of a social life you really should have because it should be easier. So that's what I mean. Let's get into it. let's see. Let me get back on here. So, ain't no friends nowadays, Godfather. Bullshit. See, this is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna and this is in love, man. You're gonna shut your mouth and you're gonna turn on your listening ears. That's what I need for you young cats to do. Because you can't tell me what's going on out here when I show you all the time. There's a reason you don't have a social life. What about if you have kids? Let me get to it. First off, if you are single, childless, and under 40, and not working at least 60 hours a week, get off my channel. You're not working full time. Fully employed over here is 60 hours a week. And I'm gonna tell you why 60 hours a week. Because men who are upwardly mobile, successful, accomplished, they don't do that shit just by getting a C in class. You got to put in the work, and you got to put in the work consistently. So now, most of you guys are single. Most guys are single. For the married guys, it is a little bit different. Understand something. It is a little bit different. What about us old cats? What about y'all sitting down and shutting up and let me speak? See, that's why I don't understand. I can't even open my mouth good before y'all start asking 50, 11 million questions. Here's what you want to do. You wanted me to answer a question? Here's what you do. You put it in super chat. Put it in super chat, and then I will answer it. Because here's what happens. If I start talking and you guys start typing stuff, what about this? What about that? What about this? I'm gonna just start deleting the question, man, because damn, I can't even teach. And this is something that needs to be talked about, because I can tell you this. Let's just get rubber meets the road. Most men don't have most men don't have friends today. Most of you don't have friends today, and there is a reason you don't have friends. There is a reason you don't have friends, and this is going to hurt, but it's going to hurt like me pouring alcohol in a wound. I'm going to disinfect it, then I'm going to clean it, then we're going to sew it up. But this is what you need to understand. First off, if you're not working 60 plus hours a week and under 40, no kids, get out of here. Yeah, I do believe that you need to be making $1,500 per every year you on this planet. So at 30 years old, let me give you some benchmarks. At 30 years old, you need to be making about $45,000 a year. At 40 years old, you need to be making $60,000 a year. At 50 years old, you need to be making $75,000 a year. And if you can't accomplish that with 60 hours a week, I mean, there's been some thing people talked about Obsidian, this whole dating thing. Let me go ahead and speak to this. Obsidian talks about you shouldn't be dating if you're not making $50,000 a year take home. Well, let me break that down to you. $50,000 a year take home is roughly $70,000 gross. $70,000 gross is, if you're working 3,000 hours a year, that's 60 hours a week, that ain't nothing but $23.33 an hour. You just got to work more. So let's get on into it. Oh, before we get into it, I got 112 people watching. I do want to do something. I want to help you guys, but in order for me to help you guys, I need you to be honest with me. First off, your Godfather is out here helping me become the best version of himself, looking good, smelling great, being the best version of themselves. You guys know I work with men, and I work with anywhere from, some days I work with 6 guys, some days I work with as few as 3 guys. So I'm doing the work. And what I'm telling you is I actually talk to men, good dudes, smart dudes, nice guys, accomplished men, solid men. We're not talking about fucked up individuals. We're not talking about, scumbags or low down dudes. We're talking about solid dudes right there in the middle. But when I ask guys some questions, it's a reason the guys don't have friends, and we got to get into it. Let's say the first things first. If you're not going out at least once a week, that means a dinner date, That means a date with a woman. That don't mean Netflix and chill. I mean, you're going out somewhere. Like I said, going to a happy hour, sunset reception, something that requires you to actually have an adult drink in your hand, whether you drink or not, where there may or may not be music playing and there may be appetizers. That's what I'm talking about. Social life. All right. So, my bad, I'm at work now. No problem. See, before I get into this, let me tell you, one of the main reasons so many guys got it twisted up about what women want today. Women want men with social standing. A lot of guys think that women want men that look this certain way or have money. But if you ever notice that there's always the popular men, the men who are well known, always tend to be surrounded by beautiful women because they have social standing. And if you understand women, understand what they want or what they like, then it should be relatively easy to put yourself in position to be able to meet the kind of women you meet. I mean, the kind of woman you want. That's all I can give you is a shot to put yourself in a position. So let's get into this one. Why you don't have any friends today. All right. By show of hands, I need you to put a 1 in the chat room if you have 3 or more male friends within 25 miles of you that you can pick up the phone right now and say, my tire is flat, my car is stranded, I'm fucked up out here in the game. And they would drop what they're doing to come holler at you. They will come to it. You have 3 men within 25 miles who you could pick up the phone and call them, and they will answer and they will come to your service. Tommy says 1. Titty Burrow says 1. Cadillac Will says 1. Wayne says 1. Real Terry Smith says 1. Only vote 1 time, guys. All right. So there are 128 people watching, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, okay, if you only have 2 friends, then you don't have any friends. But we're gonna work on it. So let's go already look at it. We got 128 people in this stream, and I had less than 12 people say yes. That means less than 10% of them. That means over 90% of this people in this stream don't have any friends. And see, let's define friends. See, with this whole social media, internet shit, it's got a lot of people talking about you got friends. No, you got associates. People that know you on Facebook, associates. People that know you on Instagram, associates. Friends are somebody you can pick up the phone and they'll come holler at you. They'll come help you. That's friends. And that's what people, and here's the reality. And when men got to really be honest, men know you want friends. You want your wolf pack. Even you rugged individual, I'm the lone wolf, I do my own stuff. You want friends. Let's talk about the reason you don't have them. Guys, let's get the likes up. We got 71 people watching. We got 71 likes. There you go. Also, if you want to become a patron, go ahead and hit this. I'd say I might have 2 people I can count on. This is a problem. This is a problem. So you don't have 3 friends within 25 miles that you can count on. Some people said they only got 2 friends. How many people are willing to be honest and willing to say within 25 miles, you don't have anybody that's your friend that's not related to you? Meaning this, within 25 miles, the only people you can count on are people that are related to you or that may work with you that may work. You either the people, only people you can count on are people that are your relatives, or they may work with you or go to church with you. Those three things. If you can, if the only people within 25 miles that you can count on are either related to you, work with you, or go to church with you, put a 1 in the chat room. Okay. Within 25 miles, no one. Just my first lady. Okay. I don't have nobody within 1,000 miles. Okay, well, we got to get real about it. Okay. One. See, the reality is this, man. Today, we have more technology than ever before, but people are disconnected like a mother. We have more access to stuff, but but honestly, people are very robotic. When I'm out and about at dinner or whatever, you look around and people will be sitting at a dinner table across one another on their device. I go out, and even when I'm out at a local lounge or something, you see men on their devices, women on their devices. Look at all those ones. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to even ask the question. I know you don't like it. I know you don't like it, and I know you wish you had better. But let me tell you why you don't have any better. Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, show some love on the, here's a super chat to bypass YouTube. And also, go ahead and put the Cash App in here. Let me tell you number one reason why you don't have any friends. Number one reason you don't have any friends, and this is going to hurt. The number one reason you don't have any friend is because you're not a friend. You're not a friend. The number one reason why men today don't have any friends is because they are not friends. One of the things I talked about, you know, I've said oftentimes, all you got to do is get outside and go out on Suit Saturday, go and do this, go out to the local mall and just go sit in the food court. I give guys time after time after time after place to go to the patio, sit down, do this, try all these different things, but yet no one does anything. Divorced and moved to a new city. Dude, I moved to New York City. I moved to Manhattan, and inside of 30 days, I had friends. That is not an excuse. Had tons of friends growing up, but bullshit, but shit fell off. No, you fell off. See, let me go ahead and hit you. You don't have any friends because you're not a friend. Let me tell you what holds most guys back from being a friend today. LA. Let me tell you what LA already. LA gave me a perfect softball. You're not a friend because you're too damn suspicious. Oh shit. You're too suspicious, meaning that shit happened in the past that's left you jaded and broken, and you've not done the work to put that shit in the past. So you look at men, you look at guys suspiciously. You ever notice those people to where you ask them about their situation, and every time they got some story to tell you, it's always somebody conspiring behind the scenes to fuck them over? You think about it. How many times have you talked to somebody and they're always in the middle of some Born Identity next level espionage, James Bond shit? I'm like, motherfucker, you work at UPS. It ain't that serious. But they're the most suspicious ass people. Let me tell you why they're suspicious. Because they can't be trusted. Suspicious people send an alarm up for me for a very simple reason. If you're always looking at people with the side eye, you're always looking at them like this, I don't want to have shit to do with you. Because something in you, I don't want to be around. Suspicious people cannot be trusted, in my opinion. I'm doing the work. I'm seeing a psychiatrist. There you go. Good job, man. There you go. Think about it. Suspicious people. How many times do you talk to a woman and she'll tell you everybody in the manosphere or in male spaces, you oftentimes hear women will tell you about their breakups and it's always somebody else's fault. Well, suspicious guys, it's always somebody doing something to them. They're always figuring out these plots and plans like they're Sherlock Holmes or some shit. What? But you know what is the base of suspicious? You know what's at the base of that suspicion? A big ego or narcissism. Coach Red Pill made a video today talking about they're not always laughing. They're not laughing at you. Suspicious people tend to think the world revolves around them, that they are a main player in everybody's drama. You go to McDonald's and you go to place your order and the girl chuckles and you think she's laughing at your shoes. Or you think she's laughing at the cold sore on your lip. Or you think she's laughing at your hair that needs to be cut. She's thinking about you about as much as you're thinking about her. But suspicious people make shitty friends. Now, here's the thing. What I'm talking about is being able to keep friends, because you got people who are really cool at interacting, mingling, making associates. But if you look and talk to somebody, or if you look in your life and there's a history of broken relationships and broken friendships, whether they're romantic or personal, if you can't keep any relationship, the only common denominator is you. Suspicious people always tend to end up in a lot of drama too. Suspicious people always tend to end up in a lot of, a lot of drama. Yeah, the bagel dude, suspicious. And here's the thing about being suspicious. It's hard for suspicious people for you to ever tell them anything, because they're always telling you something that is true. It'll be factually true, but it'll be exaggerated. Factually true, but exaggerated. And that way they're not lying. It's kind of like a 100-degree day and you sitting up in the house and you're sweating, and then you're up in the office and you're sweating, and then you go to the office manager and say, man, it's hot in here. It's 100 degrees outside. Well, the air conditioner's on. Well, the air conditioner may be on, but if it's set to 85, is it doing any good? But the air conditioning is on. See, suspicious people, they move around like that. I avoid suspicious people. And I always look for people who always got broken relationships, broken situations, and always looking. I mean, you've met suspicious people, and if you're one of those people, this is one of the reasons why you don't have any friends. People don't want to be around suspicious folks because you're uncomfortable to be around. You're paranoid. Nobody want to be around all that shit. When people choose friends, they want people to make them feel good, make them happy. They don't want to be around negative. So, how many people in the chat room of 181 people watching can admit you're more suspicious than you need to be? If you can admit that, put a 1 in the chat room. Gossiping and suspicion will constantly keep you in shit. Thank you very much. So, come on, if you're more suspicious than you need to be, if you really don't trust people, if you don't really trust people, and see, this is the thing that brothers, we have it bad because, come on, man, we know every group has their issues, but how many, I'm gonna speak to black men. Black men, how many black men can you honestly say you actually look at black men and you trust them off the bat? I could speak for an hour on this shit alone. Look at all those ones. There's a reason why you by yourself. There's a reason why you don't have any friends. You're not one. If you're suspicious, you can't be a good friend. Again, I'm not saying this to hurt you. I'm saying this for you to think. If you're overly suspicious, if you always think somebody's trying to hustle you or get over you on you, scam you, snake you, jive you, seek psychological counseling immediately. I think I'm more introverted and focused on me. Nah. See, this introverted shit has become, there are a lot of buzzwords that have been going on. Introvert, a lot of people are just broken, damaged. And it's not an insult, right? But we got to understand, suspicious people, I don't trust being around many black men. Well, and if you're a black man, that's a problem because you think negatively of the black male image, which is what I focus on, helping men in general, black men in particular, repairing their male image, because I know men have had their image destroyed over the last several decades. But if you can honestly say you don't look at your own reflection, your own mirror, and let's talk about it, because you didn't have your daddy growing up. You saw how your mom, especially if you didn't have your father growing up, you look at men through the women in your family's eyes. And then you wonder why your life is the way it is. Well, you're not going to be able to make healthy relationships or healthy friendships. And here's the thing: a man without healthy male friendships tends to end up in a lot of bullshit in his personal life, in his romantic life. This is something that can be heavily addressed in one-on-one life coaching if there's no real psychological issue or trauma going on. You want to talk about this shit? Here's the advice line right there. All right. So, but let me tell you, let me tell you the benefit of repairing how you look at men. It allows you to be a better friend yourself. I want to show you guys something. A lot of times I'll be honest, man, a lot of people really don't get what I do. They just think it's about putting on some clothes and shit like that. You don't realize how important it is for you to like who you see in the mirror. How many people saw my latest video? Let's check it out. Shout out to the CIA. One love, FBI. If you want to become part of the movement, make sure you join me on Patreon for exclusive video and live stream content. Join me on that platform for things you will only see there. Details down in the description. Now, if you guys notice in this video, what you'll notice is a man who's a friend of mine, who's spent his life seeing himself through his own lens. And what I do in helping guys with their image is I help them see the best version of them and what's possible. A lot of guys would not go and do the stuff I do with them in my career. But if you watch this video, what you saw is a man that you guys all know progressively start getting more comfortable in the way of, hey, wait a minute, I like the way this looks. I like the way this feels, to when you actually start seeing him flash that smile and start getting into it. To this part right here. This is when the shit start getting good to him. See, the shit start getting good to him right there, man. It was like, oh, I like that. I like that. He's like, oh, I like this right here. You see that big ass grin? Did you see that big smile? You see the confidence come through on his brother? Yeah. All right. What you saw was when a guy starts to really step out of his comfort zone and really starts to embrace what could be. I mean, we all are used to seeing ourselves, our lives, our situations through our eyes. But daring to actually step outside of your comfort zone, doing stuff that makes you uncomfortable. I mean, you've heard his story. The brother talks about his upbringing, his past and everything else. But putting yourself in a position to let the best part of you actually show through is what so many guys can't do. You're suspicious because you haven't necessarily done the work to heal. And you carry that around on you. Do you think you actually walk around looking like somebody who's a friend? Do you actually walk around with that kind of energy? Do you draw? This is what we talk about. You attract what you are. You're not a friend, so you don't attract friends. Let's talk about this shit right here. A lot of people say, I got my day ones. Well, here's the thing. The problem with day ones, man, the world is big. And in your life, you get to choose your friends. You get to choose your world. And you're going to need your day ones, but you're going to also need to expand your network of things like that. All right. You're going to need to expand all of that stuff. Next thing. The reason you don't make, was that C Boogie? Yes, it was. That was C Boogie. Let's go ahead and finish out the video because it started getting good to brother. And imagine, and here's the thing, I talk to men often who would never go into these stores or these boutiques or anything like that, and they would never get a chance to experience what C Boogie got a chance to experience that day. And here's the thing, the world treats you how you treat yourself. Let's see the rest of them. You don't like friends because you don't like yourself. Let's see the rest of it. Y'all ready? Let's finish it out. In front of Tom Ford. How many of you guys honestly think you would ever go into Tom Ford or a place like that? Coming from your background, making what you make, how many times do you walk past these stores? Because you automatically say, that's not me. I can't afford it. That's not, you limit yourself. Let's do it. me answer the question right here. Somebody asked the same question that you always ask. No, I have not. Though, do we need a designer to be fly? Did I say that at all? But I'm going to address that mentality right there. I'm going to address that mentality right there because it's rooted in the same suspiciousness. It's rooted in the same scarcity. It's rooted in the same fear that keeps so many men stuck. Always looking for the gotcha moment. Always looking for the scam, the hustle, the fuck you, the I got it. Jay said something else, and I'm going to address each one of these lines of bullshit. Jay, when you go into those stores, you look broke, leaving without buying anything. You sound like another guy with scarcity, fear, and suspiciousness. I see people walking out of these stores driving Ferraris who buy nothing. How about this? You just don't know any better, and that's all right. See, I can deal with ignorance in the classical sense of not knowing, but what I can't tolerate is you just making up shit. I will not tolerate guys coming over here making up shit. All right. So what you just saw there was a brother transforming before your eyes. That brother was, you saw him live in the video in Atlanta. And that brother's a family man, a military man, been in 2 wars. You heard his story. But life is possible. And a lot of the things a lot of you guys in the chat room will say or think, he probably has some of those same thoughts, but you don't know. You don't know, and you keep yourself locked out of it. And that's cool. That's what I'm here for, to teach. And see, here's the difference. Your opinion and my knowledge aren't on the same level. Now, you can do what you want to with the knowledge, but I would tell you right now, too many guys sit back and hold themselves out of shit just because you don't know no better and you don't want to learn any better. And how does all that relate? It also relates to how you think about yourself, how you think about other men, and how you end up making friends. The reality is so many men don't really trust men. They don't trust men. They don't trust the male form. So it's hard for you to even say something nice to a dude. You know how many people sit back and come on my streams or on my videos, and instead of saying, hey, man, I like those glasses, like that fragrance, that's good knowledge. Oh, man, that looks this. Oh, that looks that. And it's like, I understand it. I understand that so many men in general, black men in particular, have never been complimented, have never had positive interactions with men. You don't know how to feel any better about where you're at. That's why you stay lone wolf. That's why you stay stuck. That's why you stay friendless. Suspicion was the first thing I started on. Suspicion was the first thing I started on. I don't know why that deleted you, Miss J. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why that deleted that. But yeah, don't I mean, again, guys, don't say what it is, because I'm going to challenge the shit out of you. You can't tell me what something is if you ain't done it. Next, the next reason why you don't have any friends, and this is going to hurt, but the last one's going to hurt the most. The next reason is because You lack altruism. You're not selfless. Altruism, selflessness, meaning you don't help anybody. You drive down the road, see an old man, changing the tire, and your young 25-year-old ass keeps driving. The nerve of you. You see an old lady trying to open the door to take her groceries in, and you keep on going because it's the Me Too generation. You find any reason not to look past yourself. Let me ask you, how many guys in here have ever volunteered for anything without being told? I mean, volunteered. Habitat for Humanity. You went and volunteered at the homeless mission. I mean, you went and volunteered for stuff. You went to the senior citizens home and just read to the homeless. How many of you have volunteered without being part of a church function or part of something at your job? How many of you have just volunteered out of the kindness of your heart? If you have, put a 1 in the chat room. Well, that's good, Aunt. The first step in getting better is know you need to get better. Oh man, Cashmere, it's not generation. It's not just generation. It's Generation X. Yeah, man. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We got some ones in here. When I was younger. Okay. When you were younger, how many of you still, and that's the next question. How many of you are still doing it in your adult years? How long has it been since you volunteered to do anything or helped anybody? So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. I've always been a helpful person. It's just who I am. When I was living with my ex-girlfriend, the man across the street, I actually got into it with his son. The man across the street was an elderly white man. He and his wife, and they drove the little car with the placard. He actually had he had an artificial leg. I'm sitting out here watching this man cut his yard one day. I hate yard work. I hate it. I can't stand it. I pay well to have them folks come cut the yard. But you know what? I saw this man in the heat of the day struggling to push that lawnmower. And without hesitation, I went right over there and said, I got this. That man had never been nice to me. He hadn't been rude to me. His son was an asshole. His son was a grown damn man. But I saw, you know what I saw? I saw myself. I said, what would happen? What would I want somebody to do for me if I'm in this position? The look on his face was worth more than any money that anybody could ever give me. The fact that the neighbor across the street, who he had never spoken to, wasn't rude to, the fact that I was the only one, and you know who felt the payment? Me, because I knew I was doing my family, the people who my mother, my father, my grandparents. I was doing my ancestors proud because, yeah, I was raised right. I didn't worry about all the other bullshit. I saw somebody that needed help and I went to help them. Do you help anybody? Do you honestly help anybody? Or are you always looking for something in it? Do you only help somebody with your goals in mind? Do you look to take before you give? This is a deep one. Donate to Goodwill, does that count? Yeah, it counts more than anything else, but I actually mean helping the person. And it counts, but I mean actually seeing the human interaction. Let me tell you something about the ability to be selfless. It draws more positive energy and experiences to you than any possible hustle or get over. See, that suspiciousness thing puts up a wall. And then that selfish thing I mean, that ability to, well, let's say selfishness, the only thinking of yourself builds that wall even higher, and it puts spikes on top of it. If you're not selfless, if you're not altruistic, meaning you only gonna help somebody if there's something in it for you. If you're only gonna give to somebody, if you're only gonna do something, if it's always, what can you do for me? Well, I'm not gonna do it until if it's always an exchange, if it's always binary, if it always comes down to logic, people don't operate like that. People can feel that. People can feel when you're genuinely being helpful. People can feel that in places they can't quantify, they can feel it. What's up, C Boogie? People can feel that. This is why I have the most respect for people who join the military, people who serve, who serves in your local police department, fire department, military? These people put their lives on the line for us to be able to sit around and not do that. How do you pay respect to that? And see, there's something we as people who don't serve, you can still serve your fellow man in other ways. See, that's a part of your spirit. That's a part of who you are. But if you're always trying to, fuck it, they ain't give me nothing. All right. There's a reason why you have no friends. And people who have no friends, men who have no friends, they start to have this aura around them. Why give money to somebody with money problems? Okay. All right, Jonathan. John, why give money to somebody with money problems? That like giving drugs to a crackhead. Let me tell you what's wrong with your thinking. You don't worry about, your job is to own, your part is only one thing. See, that's the bullshit in that line of thinking is trying to control people. Your concern is only to give the money. What they do with it after that is not your goddamn business. None of your business. Let me tell you how I learned that lesson. When I left Oklahoma and moved to Houston, we never had homeless people, panhandlers and stuff like that in Oklahoma. Never saw them. When I moved to Houston, first time I ever had anybody knock on my window and ask me for money. I didn't know, but this older black man knocked on my door and he needs some money. It was hot outside. I gave him some money. 4 hours later, I was in downtown Houston and I saw that same man because he had on the same coat. It was a distinctive orange kind of construction worker day. I saw that same man with 2 40 ounces and I was pissed. I'm thinking about, damn, I gave that man $5. This was minimum wage. Well, congratulations. You got no friends. Congratulations. Wrong channel for you. Because I'm going to show you, because I'm going to get to why friends are important. Broke dudes have no friends. And I'm not trying to say you guys. I'm not saying you. But there's something consistent with guys without friends. They live, anyway, let me keep on moving. If you want to be team no friends, I'm not just, that's on you. But I saw the guy and I was pissed because I'm thinking I gave this man money. I thought all the shit that a lot of people think. And then I remember I went back home and I spoke to my grandfather. My grandfather had 4th grade education, worked, as a trucker and a mechanic all his life. And I made the mistake of opening my mouth to complain in front of my grandfather. And you broke and you got friends. Why are you in this channel though? This ain't a channel for guys who are broke. Seriously, this is the men's style and self-improvement channel. If you want to be broke, how you going to do anything? I'll get to that in a minute. And here's the thing. I'm going to say this too. A lot of times we like to fall in love with the struggle and think it's funny to be, I'm broke and I'm this and I'm that. Nobody sits around and laughs and jokes about some of this shit we joke about, especially in Black community. It's twisted ass humor, but it ain't cute. Anyway, I made the mistake of complaining to my grandfather. My grandfather is like, I raised you better than that. I was like, and my grandfather was a man of few words, but when he said that, I knew not to say. I was like, oh, ooh. And he didn't raise his voice. He just said that disappointment that came through his voice. I was like, I would have preferred the whooping. He's like, I raised you better than that. He's like, your job ain't to worry about what he does with the money. The Lord put it on your soul to give him to give him the money, and that's all you got to be responsible for. It's like, so what if he took your money and bought alcohol, or if he bought crack? So what? You still did your good deed. But then what if he took that same money and he, instead of buying liquor, he went to a crack house, and then the crack house got raided and they arrested him. And then while he was arrested was the first time he actually had a chance to get into a state-run detox program. And that's the first time he ever had a chance to get clean and actually see his life through another lens. And maybe as a result of that, he could actually give up. And my grandfather ran down this whole other possibility. Whether it was far, whether it was remote or not, I was like, damn. So I really gave that man money for my selfishness. I didn't give him the money out of the right place. I'll put it to you that way. I was forever changed after that moment. I can have nothing. I can have a good friendship with myself and God. I'm good. No friends needed. You must be reading the wrong. I would love to, you know what? I would love to know what Bible you're reading from. I would love to know what religion. I would love to know what Bible you're reading from. You basically just said, I don't need anybody but God. And that, anyway, let me keep on moving. All right. We will, but I will use this. We will, there are some that will justify their dysfunction, and that's cool. See, making friends requires you to actually get out of your own goddamn way. And some people just want to be stuck, and that's fine. We're going to talk about the last one, and the last one's going to hurt anybody. It's going to hurt more than anything else. See, the suspicious thing, we can kind of say, yeah, I'm kind of suspicious, but I got a reason to be because I got burned. The selfless thing, you know, the altruism, you're like, yeah, man, but you know what? I'm busy, blah, blah, blah. But the last reason you don't have any friends is because you're not generous. You're a stingy mother sucker. Yeah, you're ingenerous. You're not generous. When was the last time you called up your boys and said, hey, man, Buffalo Wild Wings, 2 hours, Buffalo Wild Wings, my treat. When was the last time you were out at the local bar, the sports bar, someplace, and you picked up the first round? You picked up the tab. When was the last time you actually paid for somebody for something that wasn't giving you nothing? Ingenerous. Let me talk about the first time. Let's talk about the first time you ever saw people actually fight over the tab at the bar. The first time I ever saw it, I didn't know what was going on. The first time I ever saw guys like, first round's on me. I mean, everybody order their drink. I get the tab. No, I'll get them. And I saw men argue to the point to where they were getting angry. It was a point of pride for those guys. I had never seen that before in my life. I didn't get it. I was like, this must be some kind of hustle. This is some bullshit. But no, it was a point of it was a point of pride with these guys. And I've talked about it before. And then he realized that one guy was like, man, I already picked up the tab. It's on my tab. I didn't get it, but one thing I did realize that every one of the guys that I actually hung around, I saw picking up the tab, they were all successful, and they were all magnets for other people. Generous people draw power, money, success, women to them. Broke, 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 broke. We ain't got it. Broke, 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 broke. We ain't got it. Ingenerous spirits repel people, repel friends. No one wants to hang around ingenerous people. I'm not saying about being broke. It's one thing to not have it, but it's another thing to have it and you won't part with it. And I will say this, and I'm going to not go into it too heavy on here, but I'm going to tell you, when I coach one-on-one with guys, this is one thing I have to talk about, especially with a certain segment of guys. They tend to be more white collar, more college educated, good, solid dudes, upstanding citizens, nice people. I mean, not the kind of folks you would ever expect. But it's just because we weren't raised to think of it this way. You know, our money blueprint is off. No matter how you slice, let me just go ahead and say it, especially in Black community, so many of us were raised to have a negative relationship with money. But let me just say this. When was the last time, if you ever gone out and if you've ever gone out socially and you just look at different races, you see Hispanic men hanging together. You see Asian men hanging together. You see Middle Eastern men hanging together. You see white men hanging together. You see Black men by themselves. And you look at the root of a lot of this stuff, suspicion, lack of selflessness, and ingenerous. Forget the word choices, but understand, you see other groups hanging together, they tend to not be suspicious of one another. They tend to really be friends. They tend to help each other. Tend to be altruistic. Hey, let me help you cut that yard, buddy. And generous. Oh man, I got that. Hi, here's a pie for you. Come on, man. And here's the thing. Generation X and below, we're not baby boomers, silent generation, everybody else. We've seen this stuff. We've lived it. Why not transition into learning, hey man, there's a reason no one's around you. But I'm gonna tell you, I played the video with C Boogie. I helped that brother the way I could. I helped that brother the way I could. And I was paid more than money because I got an opportunity to see what I like to see. I like to see a man look at himself and realize his possibilities. You saw it on the goddamn camera. You saw the change. You can't fake that. You can't buy that. And both people win. I won, he won. The people around us won. The people who watched it won. And it is going to influence people and move on. Okay, so if you got a problem with suspicion, this is what I say. First thing you gotta do is you gotta go make sure you don't have any clinical mental things going on. You can't just sit here and live in this shit, man. Because you can have all the degrees and all the certifications and all the money, you can make all that, but if you have no friends, if you have no life, if you can't trust anybody, if you don't have, who are you sharing it with? We look at the Christmas story and Ebenezer Scrooge, he had everything and nothing. And I round it back to where does true power rely? Image and access. Access is your network, your social circle. And most men don't have a social circle because you're not social. And at the end of the day, you're not social because you don't have any friends because you're not a friend. So that means you got work to do. It's not because it's not out there. It is out there. That's why I'm talking about show your work. Get out. You see it's out there. I'll be in Atlanta in the middle of August during the Atlanta men's field trip, and I'm gonna be out in the field with men, brothers. We're gonna be out there doing the damn thing. If you thought what me and C Boogie did was something, wait till you see a group of men. I'm going to show guys. My goal is to actually make you do something. Enough talk, enough debate. Now it's time to do something. It's time to show and prove. It is time to put your money up and show. Especially if you're over 35. If you're over 35, you should be working. You should be making some money. You should be at a point to where you can actually take some time to invest in yourself. See, the thing is, there's never a perfect time to get started. This generosity piece, I went light on it because I know it's a touchy subject. But this generosity piece, man, there's a reason why you can only look, man. You have 2 hands, 2 feet, 1 head, 24 hours like anybody else. The only way to make an empire is to be scalable. You cannot build an empire of one. Success is a group sport, and you're going to need friends along the way. You're going to need people you can trust. You're going to need somebody who has your back, who's not just in it for the money. And the only way you're going to get those kind of people is to become that person. No one's going to be your friend if you're not really their friend. And that's what fucks so many guys up. Like, man, I ain't got to worry about all those free and shit. I got enough money and everything else. Okay. That means you're always going to suspect what people are around you for. Well, if you always led with your money, if you always led with your shit, if there was never anything other than what you could do for them financially or tangibly, you can't be mad if that's all what that they want. What's up, Elite Class Trucking? So what I do is I help men like who they are inside and out. I help them project that, carry that, so they can start changing their lives for the better. So they can actually start drawing the things they want to them. How do you get that started? Book your Skype consultation. Book your one-on-one virtual consultation. But let me tell you this. If you're living in the Atlanta area, if you're a man and you're living in the Atlanta area and you don't show, and if you're not coming to the Atlanta men's, the MIT Men in Training, that's what it stands for, MIT Men in Training. If you're not coming to that event, if you're not coming to that 4 hours, when we're going to be looking, this is what the event is going to be. Let me explain it to you. Friday night, everybody gets in town. I'm going to go out to, I already got my spot lined up at Airbnb with 2 VIP people who are going to be staying in the spot with me. We're going to go out to a private dinner, kind of hang out. Saturday morning, bright and early Saturday morning, we're going to go to the boardroom and we're going to be suited and booted on some corporate shit in the boardroom overlooking beautiful downtown Atlanta. And yes, I will be teaching 4 hours on image, excellence, networking, personal branding, all that good stuff. 4 hours. Then from there, we go take lunch. And we're going to have lunch and get treated like some grown damn men. Yep. We're not going to Burger King or nothing like that. We're going to go sit down and have a nice power lunch. Then we're going to go out into the field. And what you saw me do with C Boogie and Brother Eric Hall, something similar, but very different. High class, high quality event with personal level of service. I'm not going to say the places because I don't just want people showing up. We're going to go get treated well. Then, after that 4 hours, we're going to go back to our respective places and we're going to all head over to have a group dinner. And we're going to sit in the middle of a restaurant with 15 men, suited, booted, smelling like the best definition of sexy. Everybody smelling good, looking good, and we're just going to dine like grown damn men. And you know what's going to happen? Everybody in the place is going to be like, who the hell is that? Who are they? What's going on? Are they, what? I don't know. What's up? I don't know. They all looking good and smelling good, and they seem like they're enjoying yourself. And if you live in Atlanta, oh, I envy you. Because we're going to be there for a couple of hours, being treated and served well. And then from there, we go out and VIP like grown damn men. We're going to go to a local spot, and for 3 hours plus, just sit there. If you drink, you drink. If you don't, you don't. We're going to be out, outside on the patio. Place going to be packed. We're going to have our own little VIP section. And the entire day, we're going to just do it big. The evening is going to be dope. From dinner to cocktails and cigars and stuff, it's going to be fucking dope. And then the next morning, we're going to get together for brunch, hang. The photographers are going to be there at dinner time. They're going to be at the event. The videographer's going to be there. And everybody's going to network, pass their cards along. You're going to get together on each other's LinkedIn. You're going to exchange information. It's going to be like you going to boot camp with your own group. It's going to be like you pledging to go online with your own group. And you're going to walk away from the event. And the guys that go there, we're going to do the brunch and do the wrap up. And I guarantee you, the guys that leave there, they will have the fundamentals of building a group of like-minded men, friends. Whether they all stay in the same area or not. You'll be able to say, hey, man, hey, David, I met you in Atlanta. That was so dope, man. You do this, I do that. Man, we ought to get together and go to Vegas one weekend. When's the last time you had a chance to meet 15 like-minded men? And if you live in Atlanta, Jesus Christ. I'm talking about bring your rubbers. Man, come on. Elevate, man. So if you're, here's the criteria to go. If you want to go, you have to be a patron of the channel. You have to be a patron of the channel. Here's where you go to join Patreon and the instructions on Patreon. The locations will be kept confidential. I'm doing simple background check on everybody because I'm not going to just have anybody showing up. You know, I'm going to put together a quality thing, you know, and we're going to do it big. If you're interested in going, see, the thing is, if I lived in the greater Atlanta area, I would be there because you don't have to fly. You don't have to get a hotel. You don't have to rent a car. All you got to do is get your all access pass. Of course, your lunch and your dinner and everything else is on you, but you got to be in there. Bring your rubbers. And yes, I've already had women asking about if I'm going to do one for women. It's in the works, ladies. It's in the works. So it will be cool. Yeah, see, and here's the thing. I've talked about this on Instagram, and a lot of guys like, yeah, I want to go. But now the real shit is coming up. Now, see, here's the thing. There'll be some guys who talk a lot of shit and won't show up. There'll be some guys who are like, oh man, y'all ready to live life and CIA and FBI and all this little shit. But then it's time to show your work and do something. Oh man, you know, man, I had a hamstring. Oh man, I had a headache. I had a stomach ache. Trust me. I mean, this may sound jacked up, but I get compensated pretty well for what I do. And what you're paying to come to that ain't gonna make or break me. You're missing out. And here's the thing. If you live in the area and you don't show up, you got to live with yourself. Because that's what's happening in these spaces. They show your work. Now it's getting to the point to where guys, we got all the information. We know what's going on. Now it's time to do something. Now it's time to build something. Now it's time to network. Now it's time to collaborate. Now it's time to move. And now you see that separation happening. And the top 20% always do the same things. They rise early, they work hard, they collaborate, they network, they build, they grind, they grow. No matter, the top 20% always successful, always has a formula. And the other 80% sit around and watch the 20%. I didn't make this shit up. The persistency, the consistency, all that shit. But guess what? The 20%, you don't get there by yourself. Success is a team sport. We're going to talk, and as we start moving forward on this channel, we're going to be talking about what has to happen to me in that top 20%. The excellence, the push towards excellence. Mediocre won't do. I don't want any average people. I don't want any average mindset. And that's not to say you can't watch the content and benefit from the content, but I'm talking about the clients, the guys I work with one-on-one and in the group. You got to want to be excellent. You got to want to be more. You got to want to do the work. I mean, shout out to Alpha Male Strategies. He named his channel Alpha Male Strategies. He only wanted to work with the alpha males. There are a lot of betas over there, but he only wanted to work with the alpha males. Look, man, the winners get the spoils. We're going to have to start talking about winning and losing. I want to work with winners. I want to work with guys who want to win. I want to work with guys who, when I say 60 hours, they like 60, that's it. I don't want to work with guys 60. Damn, that's too much. Go over there. The world needs ditch diggers too. I want to work with guys when I talk about you got to be generous. They're like, well, shit, man, that's not a problem. I'm chapter 13, 48 Laws of Power. I despise the free lunch. I pay for what I got. I'm gonna have brother Ron Wills on my channel on July 31st. Ron Wills, cousin T-Talk, C Boogie, and myself. That's going to be an action-packed show discussing that shadow world. You know what it's going to be into. And believe me, I'm compensating those brothers for their time. It's time to stop the bullshit. For me, from over here, this is the men's style and this is the men's self-improvement channel. You can't do what I do and not spend money. That is the net of it. They don't give this shit away for free. They don't give this stuff away for free. You have to work, you have to work, invest, and everything else. That's it. So you might as well decide what lane you want to be in. Do you want to be in the winner lane or do you want to be in the loser lane? Do you want to be in the achievers lane or do you want to be over here? Do you want to watch or do you want to participate? I'm not going to judge you either way, but there's a way to handle it. The ones that want to win will go over here and they will put in the work. They will be up in the morning early when nobody's watching. They'll stay late. 60 hours, and I say that's the minimum. 60 hours is minimum. You really need to be putting in closer to 80. I got men who are medical school putting in 100 hours plus. And that's the thing, man. There's a reason when you see an executive management or upper management in these companies and you see what it looks like. Men at that level get to call their own shots. You want to call your shots, you want options, you want all that stuff, then what are you going to do about it? It's time to do. It is time to do. And that's really what it comes down to. And one of the first things you need to do is actually look around and see, do you have any friends? And if you don't, you need to first check yourself and realize what kind of friend are you. Check your level of suspicion. Are you a suspicious, distrustful person? You're always trying to look for somebody trying to hustle, get over, scam, such and so forth. If so, go see a therapist. Are you a selfish person? Do you lack altruism? Are you always thinking about yourself? Is it always take, never give? Are you a person that always goes and grabs stuff and never refills it? Do you take all ice cubes out and don't fill up the ice tray? Do you just stuff trash on the top without taking it out? I mean, it's always the same shit. And then are you a generous person? Are you always separate checks? Oh, I just had water. You need to take the soda off and put it over on his. And the soda's $1.15. Let me tell you something. Ingenerous men don't get beautiful women and keep them. They don't. Ingenuous men don't get and keep beautiful women. See, and that's when I talk about getting shit, what I mean is keeping. I don't mean, can you get it? I mean, can you keep it? See, anybody can luck up in, catch someone, oh man, I had a dime piece. You're caught on a bad day, but can you do it consistently? Let's talk about the last part of it. Excellence, winners have some things in common. An attitude of excellence, persistence, and consistency. And I'm gonna tell you, men who were not raised by a strong father, myself included, consistency is the hardest thing. Consistency is the thing that trips us up more than anything else. That's why you got to work 10 times harder on it. Because if you want to get to the top, you have to be consistent, day in, day out, month in, month out. You have to be reliable. You have to be predictable. People have to be able to set their watch to you. People have to be able to predict what you're going to do. You have to be a man of your word. Consistency. And you have to persist. You get knocked down 9 times, you get up 10. Keep getting back up. Keep getting back up. Keep getting back up. And then you have to have an attitude of excellence. C-level just want to do. You don't just want to pass the class. You want to be the valedictorian. You're pissed off when you get second place. You get mad when you lose. You're competitive. At the end of the day, every guy gets a chance to say what lane he wants to be in. But at all levels, where you decide you want to be at the CIA level, confident, intelligent, assertive, that works about 80% of the guys. You want to be at the next level, competitive, intriguing, and aggressive. That's for guys in the top 20%. But for the guys who want to be top 10% or better, when talk about becoming the bag, bold, ambitious, the last part is generous. Women always talk about securing the bag. Bold, ambitious, generous guys, they are the bag. Those are the guys with the highest social standing. That's where everything is drawn to. But there's a lot of work that comes along with this shit too. What do you want to be? Do you want to be? And here's the thing. The competitive CIA, that ain't for, but about maybe 50% of guys. 50%. Then you go to the 20%, then you go to the top 10. You got CIA, you got a lot of people who just don't want anything. I just want to get through. I just don't want any trouble. I don't want any stress. And here's the thing, if that's where you're at, cool. Cool. If you want more, you want to travel, you want to go out of the country, you want to drive nice, you want to live nice, you want all that shit, you're going to have to do the work. And either way, you need friends at either level. Whether you want friends at this level, friends at this level, friends at this level, or friends at that level, you're going to need friends either way. And the first way you make friends is to become one. Not going to lie, the world made me cynical, but I'm working on it. No, man. I'm going to answer that this way, man. You don't get to choose what happened to you. You get to choose how you react to it. The world didn't make you anyway. You made yourself that way. Can't blame that on the world. Blame that on you. I mean, I'll take the word out blame. Take accountability for that. The world didn't do anything. Life happened. All right. 228 people watching. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I ran a little bit long. Tomorrow, I'll be doing the second part of the stream. Like I said, we're going to be talking a lot more about success. Success, winners, losers, competitiveness, whether it's in your personal life, in your professional life. Yeah, man, we got to talk more about winners and losers. The separation. Hey, man, there are winners and losers. That's why I loved being in a career of corporate sales. It was competitive. I'm an extremely competitive person. I like to compete. You know, being a martial artist wasn't enough for me. That's why I wanted to. That's why I got into full contact martial arts and fought San Shao. I wanted to test myself. I didn't want to just practice against Kung Fu. I practiced against Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighters, Muay Thai fighters, Krav Maga, Capoeira. I wanted to see. I wanted to test myself. Boxers, wrestlers. Yep. I wanted to see. I wanted to see just how good I was. So while other people were getting, playing golf on the weekend, I was climbing in the ring to see if I could knock somebody out or possibly get knocked out. Yeah. Co-workers thought I was crazy. Like, man, we're going to go play softball. You're going to climb in the ring and try to submit somebody. I'm like, no, yeah. Yeah. Yep. How often? That's for tomorrow. I'm going to leave this with you for tomorrow. When was the last time, competitive, gentlemen, when was the last time you got punched in the face real hard? If it ain't happened since junior high or elementary or grade school, if it ain't happened since junior high or elementary or kindergarten, you don't know who you are yet. You know who you are when you get punched in the face real hard. If it's never happened, you don't know who you are. Primal rules, fighting and fucking. We can pretty it up. We can put it in nice black shirts and watches and fragrance and frames, but we're still a human animal. You want all this high level stuff? I want to be a winner. I want to be a top 10%. I want to be all, okay. Can you keep that beautiful woman? Real talk. You want to be the top 10% guy? Okay, cool. Then you're going to have a dime piece as a woman, right? Right, cool. You're going to walk into the space. Guess what? You want a fine woman, then you're going to be competing with other men who got just as much, probably more than you. And they are competitive just like you. What are you going to do when somebody steps to your woman? Damn, shorty, you look good with that fat ass. And she looks at you like, and what you going to do? What are you going to do? Security? Or are you going to punch him in his damn mouth? What you do determines how long that woman stays. Careful what you wish for. Do you want those kind of problems? See, it's one thing to say you want something, but can you keep it? Fight Club. You gotta know how to fight, man. Whether you go to fight or not, you need to know how to fight. All right, gentlemen. Let me see any questions in there. All right, shout out to the CIA, One Love, FBI. Guys, do me a favor. Go, if you didn't watch that video I did with C Boogie, allowing disrespect. Oh yeah, you cannot, man, please. If you got a beautiful woman and she's on your arm and she's out in that little black dress, looking good, smelling good, and all that stuff, and you and some dude roll up on her and has a nerve to put her hand, slap on her ass or something, and you don't do nothing, bruh, you might as well go ahead and leave right now. You might as well leave right there. You might as well leave right there because she's done. She's gone. Or if you do get into a fight and you get knocked out, you might as well say, okay, nice being in a relationship with you, Brenda. Go find another chick. She ain't gonna stay. Better get in the gym. Better learn how to do. All right, man. Yeah. And the women in there know what I'm talking about. They're laughing. They're like, uh-huh. But you know what? I will say this. You want to turn a woman on? Yeah, go around in your nice suit. Because I know a lot of people look at me, a lot of women look at me. Oh, you're in that suit all day. Uh-huh. Yeah, guess what? When I invited a woman to watch me fight San Shao, having a woman watch you fight full contact in there punching and fighting with a dude, and you're struggling and somebody get knocked out, you bleed and your lip is this way. Yeah, women love to see men in combat. Love it. Love it. Am I lying, ladies? Women love to see the man that they're with fighting and then win. Love it. It's primal. What happens if you get beat up in front of your wife? You get a divorce? I ain't talking to you. You ain't got to worry about that, Jay. Ain't nobody gonna marry you. You got to worry about getting a wife first. You got to worry about somebody wanting to be with you. With your negative attitude. How about that? Yeah, every now and then you gotta slap somebody back down. You know, it's all good though. It's a testament to the ability to protect. There it is. Look, guys, we can pretty it up. But that's another thing about making friends. You want to not have to fight. You want to not have to be in those situations. I guarantee you, if you're out with your wolf pack and all the lady wolves and all the lady wolves over there, you out with your boys and everybody got the girls around. This lone wolf ain't gonna come in all that. He gonna assess the situation and be like, wait a minute, I think old girl's cute, but she's got all these lady cubs around, all these lady wolves and all these other wolves over here. I don't want to walk up in there and that. He ain't gonna want those problems. He gonna go look for an easier mark. No matter how you slice it, you're better off. You're better off with your pack. You're better off with those friends. All right. Thanks, folks. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna lay this up for a little bit. It's a little bit off the beaten path of what I do, but it was an important enough topic. Please, if you didn't get to watch all of it, go back and watch it. Try to understand it in the spirit that it was given. If something triggered you, if something rubs you the wrong way, I encourage you to listen to it again and try to hear what I was trying to say. Maybe I may have been impolite, or I may not have put it the best way. I don't have a script. But overall, what I'm saying is every man is better off when you have friends that you can trust and they can trust you. You know, you want people in your life that you can rely on, that can rely on you. You know, you want people in your life. You know, you want men in your life that are willing to help you when it's inconvenient to them. You know, you want somebody that you can pick up the phone at 2 in the morning and they will answer your phone call and drive out to the middle of nowhere to pick you up. You know, you want that. You know, you want homies around that'll pick up the tab or say, or you just know you want that. And we got to stop lying, man. We got to stop trying to bullshit, act like we're all just an island. We don't need nobody, you know? And tomorrow, when we start talking about success and everything else, we're going to talk about learning how to actually compliment a man. What I have to say, this bullshit, no homo and pause and all this other kind of fuck shit that no other group of men has to walk around and say. But we're so afraid, especially in the Black community, to be looked at as possibly having, you know, some semblance of, you know, admiration or something for another man. Well, I can't say that, man. They'll call me fag. They'll call me gay. Man, only the people that do that shit are people that you don't need to be around no way. Tomorrow. Peace.